Okay, how did I sleep on this movie for so long? The Bad Guys has to be the most slickest and entertaining movie I've seen in like a really long time. And what makes this worse is this is my first time watching it. So, since this is my first time here, let's talk about The Bad Guys. When this dropped in 2022, I kind of was skeptical about watching it, especially since DreamWorks has been kind of pushing out strange films like that Teenage Kraken movie, and plus other films that caught my attention more was coming out around that time, so I decided to just watch those. I don't even know why I did that, but I did. But seeing this, I didn't expect this to be an Ocean 11 type style movie that involved animals, and just wow. But with the sequel around the corner coming out the beginning of August, I decided that I'm going to watch this for the first time so I can review both back to back. And honestly, I will really rewatch this movie again even after I see the sequel. This movie doesn't play around. From the first opening scene of this film and just how slick it was, I was like, oh, we're in for a treat. Like the opening, the characters, just everything about it, just how it started off, I was just like glued immediately. The animation was very stylish. It seemed like a combination of Zootopia and Into the Spider-Verse. And you know, those are two good movies. So blending in the art style for that, and he looked so beautiful. Boom. Good combination. The humor hit. The comedy was nice. The characters, extremely likable. Even the bad characters were extremely likable. So the main character is Mr. Wolf. He's voiced by Sam Rockwell. You would know him from Argyle, if you've seen that movie, or what most people really know him from since the MCU is very popular, Justin Hammer from Iron Man 2. He voices Mr. Wolf, a very slick, styled, very manipulative and persuasive character that can honestly probably talk his way out of anything, and he actually does with charm. It's the whole play on, the big bad wolf. The wolf's always depicted as the villain in every single story. So, of course, he's a character that hasn't really had a good life. So, he's making what good out of being bad. See what I did there? The animation alone in this movie, especially with the action sequences and that car chase, the action, the intensity, and the slight little not in your face humor with it. Oh my god, just how everything's just put together. It's like SpongeBob made this very special patty, tucked it in, gave it a kiss, read a bedtime story, boom, that's this movie. And whew, Mr. Snake, his voice actor, let me look into his voice actor's name. His voice actor is Mark Moran. He was, the trainer in the show on Netflix called Glow. The wrestling show with the women. Very good show. I enjoyed it. Mr. Snake, I expected to not like Mr. Snake at all, because he just seemed a little too mean to me. But even towards the end, I actually really enjoyed him. And that's surprising, because he was kind of like, from the beginning all the way to like the middle of the film, he was kind of just aggravating. This movie felt like a Quentin Tarantino film, and it's funny that I say that because the directors did take elements not only from Ocean's 11, but from Quentin's one of his most famous films, Pulp Fiction. So the aspects and vibe of that is actually fused in here along with, just keeping it pretty tame for the children audience. I'm just going to start with the issues because there's not that much issues with this movie, as you can guys tell from my reaction to this film. So like the minor critiques of this movie, some things, not all, there's a lot going on here, but there were a few little tiny things that came off slightly predictable. I was like, okay, this is going to happen, but it's on a very small, rare occasion. And if you're not into fast-paced, over-animated type stuff that's really blam in your face, then you'll think this movie is a little too much. But if you are, you'd love it. I actually liked it, but that's just a critique for, that percentage of people that think this film is going to be a little too much. Not in the sense of violence or intensity, but just in the sense of just just boom, 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 just like everything, just straight, just fast paced, moving, like straight in your face type stuff, you know. And this movie, like, it low key has heart. Like, it really shows you the growth of these characters, and with each character in this film, you can see like their progression, and you can go from not liking them to really liking them. It's not just jokes and chaos. There's like real actual character growth in this movie. Mr. Wolf and Mr. Snake are given more screen time in this film because Mr. Wolf's the leader but Snake's his second in command, and their friendship goes so deep, like with their ups and downs and everything, and just how they are as, well, can't say people, but how they are as, you know, a wolf and a snake. It was honestly, it got way deeper than I really expected from this type of film. I'm just trying to get this movie out there because, yes, it did make a lot of money, but I don't see that many people talking about it. And this movie is really for people that enjoy DreamWorks for what it is. If you enjoy like the Shrek films, just stuff that's really entertaining and really out there. Because lately, a lot of movies have been, a lot of original idea movies haven't been making that much money in the box office. There's always like the bigger IPs, like the comic book movies, like the big heavy comic book character names, to the point that, you know, original ideas kind of get like swept under the rug, like a few recent films, sadly. So this film is something that I feel like everyone in every age can actually enjoy. And if there's people out there that actually like the bad guys, that's actually seen it, because I haven't really heard that much about this movie. That's another reason how come I kind of skipped it. What did you guys think of this movie? I want to hear, well, I want to read comments of other people's opinion about this movie, because I need to find more people that have seen this, because this movie went under the radar for a lot of people that I've spoken to. But to get to some of the characters, because I haven't really like emphasized on them much, I'm going to go off on a list here. I already said what I had to say about Mr. Wolf, and I already said what I had to say about Mr. Snake. But there's more characters than just that, you know, because they have a crew. Obviously, there's more than two people. This isn't literally Pulp Fiction with just two characters, you know, running the shots and everything. You get Mrs. Tarantula. She's the tech. She's the one that hacks into everything. Granted, everybody doesn't really like Awkwafina because that's who voices her, but this felt more like an Awkwafina voiced role. You know, not like her in The Little Mermaid, because that was honestly something. But Miss Tarantula, her character and everything that she stood for, because she was actually more of on the positive side when they started to fully understand what Mr. Wolf was going through. I mean, granted, Mr. Snake was kind of just not with it, but Miss Tarantula, she was kind of like in there more than others, and I appreciated that about her. Wish she kind of had more screen time, but it's Awkwafina, so can't really complain much. Mr. Shark, voiced by Craig Robinson, and how I talk about Shrek, because a lot of people watching the video, if you're on TikTok, you know that he voices Cookie in the Shrek movies, which has been a TikTok audio for a while. So, and obviously, Craig Robinson's been in a lot of Knocked Up, 40-Year-Old Virgins, you know, any movie made, produced by Judd. And he was in Pineapple Express. Well, there's a list of movies that he was in. I enjoy seeing Craig Robinson and stuff. That's just the moral of this conversation. So him voicing Mr. Shark, who, imagine King Shark from DC. Imagine King Shark, that's what Mr. Shark is. And just imagine that this character is the master of the skies. Not talking about that movie, because, you know, are we even turtle enough for the Turtle Club?
Well, not exactly.
Not exactly. But am I not turtly enough for the Turtle Club?
But they made him a master of the skies. Anything he put on. He puts on a mustache. People think People think he has a mustache. He puts on glasses. They think he's a scientist. He puts on a dress and a wig. They think he's a girl. But I digress. He's the master of the skies. Everyone assumes that he's just who they think he is. Because in this world, there are humans, but then there are animals that coexist with the humans. So, granted, I think that, you know, people seeing a shark would be something, but him in the skies is just him in the skies. Like, this is like some Clayface type stuff. Yeah, the references. I like comic books. And then you get Mr. Piranha, who's voiced by Anthony Ramos. He was recently the Hood and Ironheart. I liked the show. I liked his portrayal of the character, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about Mr. Piranha, the short-tempered, the muscle who has the gas, and I mean the gas, to knock you out. Body gas, if you guys didn't, from the wrecked up. Yeah. So, his character was good. They showed Anthony singing, because Anthony was on the Hamilton play. So, I was proud of it. I liked it, and he was in the movie In the Heights, singing as well. So the fact that they let his character sing, you know what? I love it. We didn't get that much of Piranha, but mainly this movie focused on Mr. Wolf and another character, which we're slowly getting into. But to, top it all off, I actually enjoyed Mr. Piranha too. He was actually pretty cool. I'd hang out with him. I would. And then we had another character named Diane Foxington, who was voiced by the lovely Zazie Beetz, who played in Atlanta, and she was Domino in Deadpool 2. She played the mayor, and when you get to her storyline, she is... Love her character. Fierce. Literally 2 steps ahead. And she's skilled. Very skilled. Not, well, everyone's seen this, but she's a skilled fighter. Just good at what she does. Very interesting character. Can't wait to see her in the sequel. And yes, all the characters I named prior are going to be in the sequel. And then you have a guinea pig named Professor Marmalade. You know the jelly that Paddington likes? Never tried it, but I enjoy the movie Paddington. If you guys haven't seen Paddington, check that out because that movie it's amazing. Not using Rotten Tomatoes scores, but it only has a 99% on Rotten Tomatoes after all these years. Paddington is that guy. But you have this guinea pig, Gerbil. He's something. I don't think he's the thing that Jimmy Neutron had his head on. Okay, looking back, he's a guinea pig. Seeing his story, his accent was entertaining. I liked it. I liked his character. I liked the plot twist that involves him. Just everything got like really intense with him. Like once he got down to like the middle of the film, it's something if you haven't seen it. But if you have, you guys know what I'm talking about. And then there was like the hot-headed human cop who was voiced by the voice actress of Lois Griffin. She was good for what she was. She was just aggravating, very buff. I feel like she could have like thrown a car at this point. But I mean, she wasn't really like that just kind of corny in my opinion. But hey, it is what it is. She still added on to the story, and just the fact that Mr. Wolf was just always playing her and flipping her on her butt was just entertaining to me. I enjoyed it. So for my final verdict, my rating, this one's so simple. Solid with snacks. It's just really awesome. I'd rewatch this too. So like there's that. It's stylish, fast. It's not flawless because no movie really is. But I get the hype now. I see how come it made like $250 million on how low its budget was because this was an actual entertaining movie. If you have seen The Bad Guys, tell me who's your favorite. If you haven't, fix that. So if you like my vibe, comment what you think, like and subscribe. I'm James Hancock. I hope to see you guys back when The Bad Guys 2 comes out. Oh, and before we go, I kind of try to wear shirts that like have like vibes of some form of the movie. There was a very cute cat in the film, so I'm wearing my Sailor Moon cat shirt. It kind of just it works for this, trust me. See you guys in the next video. Hancock signing off.